All right, what's going on, students? Today we got another quick tutorial for you, and this time I ain't gonna say quick, but what's going on, students? Today I got another tutorial for you. It's another maternity session too, so I'm gonna show you guys how I would edit this and how I would cook it up with a little quick reflection. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, as always, we're gonna start off with the basics. We're gonna go ahead and clean up the photo, get rid of anything that's a distraction. So I'm going to start this background. I'm using the healing brush tool. Shortcut for that on the keyboard is J. I messed up that little last part right there. Come over here, looking around. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and take care of these backgrounds right quick. So I'm gonna hit W on the keyboard, and then I'm gonna hit select subject. What that's gonna do is it's gonna select her out. It did a pretty good job. Go ahead and tighten it up just a little bit. Come back over here, hit the little add just to make sure we get every part of her. That's cool for now. We don't want to get the background. So you just want to make your way around the photo, making sure you got every little piece that you would possibly need. And then from there, I'm going to go to select, and then I'm going to go to inverse. And what that did is it's going to select everything but her. So now what that did was allow me to be able to switch to my brush tool, and then I can paint. And it's only going to affect the background and not her. Might actually take my opacity up so we don't have to click as many times. And it's moving a little slow, but it's mainly because we're recording at the same time and I got a couple other apps running. So, but we're going to take care of that in a few. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Actually, let me go ahead and close out of Lightroom right quick. Okay. Now back over here, same thing to the other side. Just going to select some of this pink and then just paint it over. So really all we did was just kind of extend the background. Now you could have liquefied it, you could have clone stamped it, you could have what's the other thing? I can never content aware it. Like, it's a million different ways in which you could have did it, but it's just the way I just decided to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we keep it fresh. We just do something different every single time. All right, so for the most part, I'm good with this. I'm gonna hit this little white part right here, because really I had shot, it was a window over there and it was letting in a lot of that light. All right, so for the most part, I'm kind of good with that. I kind of like the little gradient feel it's got going on. So what you want to do is you want to hit Command D on the keyboard. And I see it missed this over here. So what we can do is we can just hit W on the keyboard one more time. Let it select. Actually, nah. I'll tell you what. We'll just clone stamp that out. Give us a little bit more control over it. Go ahead and pull up my layers right quick just so I can see what's going on. Here we go. All right. Yeah, for some reason it's just not rocking right now. Wait, hold on. There we go. All right. One more time. We just clone stamp that out. Dang, the computer is moving super slow because of this because I'm recording. So we're gonna get better at that. I got y'all. But anyway, just gonna clone stamp out the stuff that we do not want missed. So I'm gonna get rid of the lines, and I'm gonna tighten this up over here too. The only time you guys should really be spending a lot of time editing is like for situations like this, is when it's photographer error, if that makes sense. So it was my fault that the background wasn't acting right. So stuff like that's gonna take a while. So over here you can kind of tell it looks a little weird. So I'm gonna hit E on the keyboard, and I'm gonna go to erase the history just to kind of bring some of that back. But actually, I'm gonna make sure it's on a soft brush. I'm gonna take my hardness down because we want all that to blend. So I'm gonna bring in those shadows back give it that realistic look. Because that's the trick about Photoshop. You don't want it to look Photoshopped. So this is why shadows are important. I know when I first started photography, like the main thing was like, okay, you want that clean, crispy white background. But I didn't realize at the time that you needed shadows. Like I didn't understand the importance of shadows. And now that I know the importance of shadows, shadows make everything, you know what I'm saying, look realistic. It makes everything still look like, you know what I'm saying, a natural photo, like it was naturally taken like that, or it was naturally done like that. So just a little quick tip, little quick advice for those. Okay, yeah, we missed that completely. So we're going to bring them fingers back in. So I'm going to actually try not to hit it too much. Like I don't want to go too detailed with this because, you know, that's not really the main point of this tutorial, but y'all get the point. All right, so I'm going to fit screen just so I can see everything. It looks good. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. All right, so from a distance, this looks like a good photo. Now we just gonna continue with the cleanup. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna just go ahead and start making my way around the face. Well, around the body, looking at anything that could possibly be a distraction. So, right here, I'm gonna just go ahead and start healing, brushing everything out that I don't want to be there. Saying this is basic retouching at this point. If you're not familiar with any of this, be sure to go check out some of my previous tutorials or previous stuff that is already in Rainy U. If you're not a Rainy U student, you should definitely go ahead and enroll because you get all of my tutorials for free. Well, I ain't gonna say really free, but it's all included in there because you paid for it. So rather than you purchasing this individually, you know, you spend a little extra money, then you get all of them, plus all the ones that I'm continuing to upload in there. So just a little shameless plug for Rainy U. But still making my way around the body, still just cleaning up everything. Trying not to do too much, but still trying to make sure it's a good looking photo, you know. All right, now I'm finally go to the face. Her face is pretty clean, makeup is pretty good. Actually, ain't too much to touch over here. We can go ahead and do that hair. For my hair, I like to use a clone stamp with a harder brush. That way we can just make stuff blend. So really, I'm just kind of getting rid of these flyaways. And you can kind of make the choice. You can either add or take away. So that was me taking away. But if I want to add, I would just pick like some of her hair and then just copy it over into that space. You know what I'm saying? No right or wrong. It just depends on whichever one you feel like doing or whichever one, you know what I'm saying, makes the most sense to you or best fits the situation of the photo. Because, you know, every photo, you're not going to edit the same. All right, so last step I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and put smooth the skin. If you're in Rainy U, you know exactly what this filter does. It's the portraiture. You can do this with, you can use the, what's it called? It's a filter. Hold on one sec. So you see her skin smooth. You could use the neural filter if you wanted to, but neural filter only does the face. It doesn't do the whole body. And I like for stuff like this, I definitely want to use the whole body. So, all right. So she's pretty much cleaned up. Move this over a little bit. What I want to do now is I'm gonna actually I'm gonna go to filter, and then I'm gonna go to camera raw filter. And what I want to do now is I just want to go ahead and adjust my color just a little bit more. So I'm gonna adjust my blacks, and then I'm gonna go to detail. I always add some sharpening, and then I always add grain, and that's in the effects. So just so you can tell, you know what I'm saying, when you put the grain in there, it makes it look a little bit more realistic, like we did in Photoshop, and it kind of gives it like that, you know what I'm saying, that frequency separation look that everybody wants to go for. All right, go ahead, okay. Now that photo looks realistic. Now we're going to do one more thing. So we're actually going to reselect everything again. So we're going to hit W on the keyboard, and then we're going to hit select subject. Wait, hold on. Man, what is going on? Oh, there it is. All right, my bad. Hit W on the keyboard and then hit select subject. So we're going to let Photoshop do this one more time. because now we're going to actually make a reflection. So we need her selected. So from there, you're going to hit Command J, and it put her on a layer all by herself. And what we're going to do now you can just pull it down. From there, you're going to hit Command T on the keyboard, and then you're just going to flip vertical. And I'm going to get rid of this so you guys can see. And now we got to move it down to where it kind of looks like a reflection. So you want to just go ahead and line that up. Great. All right, so from this point, what you want to do is you want to go to filter, you want to go to blur, and you want to pick any one of these blurs here. So what I'm going to start off with, I'm going to probably go with a motion blend. Yeah, I'm going to go with a radial blur to kind of see how this will look. Just hit OK, kind of see what happens. This one might take a sec, we'll see. But you definitely want to add some kind of blur to give it that reflection at the bottom. I'm actually not mad at that. Now let's move it down some. Actually, so I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna leave that there for now, and I'm gonna actually blur it again. So this time I'm gonna probably do a motion blur or something. Yeah, there we go. And all you want to do is you just want to start adjusting it until it kind of looks like. There we go. So you just kind of want to just start adjusting and blurring it and doing whatever to kind of make it look like a reflection on the floor. So I can go with that. Then I'm gonna blur that out. Perfect. Now you got a little reflection on the ground, so you can adjust that, do whatever it is you want to. You know what I'm saying? You can take it down some, you can add more in. It just depends on you as the photographer at that point. Me personally, I think I'm good with this right here. I'm gonna zoom out just so I can kind of look at it from a distance, and honestly that looks pretty good. Now if you wanted to, you can tighten it up. Bring my layers back up so you guys can see. So what you wanted to, so I would click on this layer right here, and if you wanted to, I would go to my eraser tool, and then all I would do is I would erase off, make sure it's on a soft brush too, but I would erase off her skin a little bit, you know what I'm saying, so it doesn't blend in as much to where it looks like, you know what I'm saying, a little reflection down there, but still gives off that little realistic look. And if you wanted to, you can just move it up just like that and go from there. So for the most part, that would be pretty much it. If you want to cook it up some more, you can combine all of these layers as such. Now you just got one layer with everything on there. And then from there, what I would do is I would go to filter, then I would camera raw filter one more time. And then I'd probably put like a radial. Yeah, probably a radial over everything. Just to give it like a, you know what I'm saying, a little light, make it look like something. Or pretty much just add some texture to the overall portrait. That's all. Speaking of texture, I'm gonna add a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? And then hit OK. And from there, we are done. So there's your finished product. You know what I'm saying? We just took that maternity session or that maternity photo and just cooked it up. So hopefully you guys take that skill, you know what I'm saying, a little quick reflection tutorial, and you can add it into your next sessions.